Good morning and welcome to the Forex Daily Update, brought to you by Pepperstone on Wednesday the 11th of April 2018. I'm Darren Sinden, and you can follow me throughout the day on Twitter by using @ds_Pepperstone. Right, let's take a look at overnight changes and price moves we need to be aware of. Relatively narrow ranges on the world's foreign exchanges yesterday. You can see the changes here. I've highlighted them in that red box. I will just flag a couple of points, however. First of all, dollar yen. The yen has made some modest ground back against the dollar, but remains above that 107 handle. And speaking of key handles, dollar index below that key 90 level, as far as we're concerned, this morning, down modestly overnight by around 0.03%. In the world of cryptocurrencies, another flat day there. Bitcoin and Ether up modestly, but as we've seen, rallies can be snuffed out quite quickly in the cryptocurrencies at the moment. Right then, what's on the calendar? Events that may move the markets today. Quite a compact calendar nonetheless. There's plenty to get our teeth into. First of all, we've already had inflation data out of China. PPI and CPI data there for March, and we'll look at that in a bit more detail momentarily. We've also had a speech from the Reserve Bank of Australia's Philip Lowe. He's the governor of the bank there, and that's one of three central bank items today. To come then at 7 o'clock GMT, will kick off with the ECB's non-monetary policy meeting for April, and that'll be followed at 8:30 by industrial production and manufacturing production data out of the UK for February. At 11 o'clock, following the ECB meeting, ECB President Mario Draghi will give a speech, probably the highlight of today's speeches. And then at 12:30 GMT, we will have CPI data across a raft of metrics out of the US. This takes on, I would suggest, quite an important role today. CPI will perhaps inform the Fed's decisions about the pace of rate changes in the US. At 1800, with US government finances firmly in focus again, we'll have the monthly budget statement for March out of the US, and then at 1800, the FOMC minutes from the last Fed meeting, when we'll all get a chance to see who said what and voted how on the US interest rates at the last meeting, as I say. Right, breaking news and comment then that's caught my eye overnight. First of all, inflation in China even seems to be cooling, as both CPI and PPI data for March came in below forecast, and CPI month on month posted the biggest miss. It was sharply lower than expected. Staying with China, the country is to fast track changes that will allow for foreign ownership of its domestic finance business. This change was slated to take a couple of years, but Beijing has indicated that it's going to ramp up the changes and condense that time frame into a couple of months. Meanwhile, US equities posted good gains overnight, with the US 100 index up by more than 2%. And staying back in Asia, Japan machinery orders for February easily beat forecasts, and sentiment towards manufacturing was helped by the discovery of substantial deposits of rare earths. Right, food for thought then, something to take away with you into the trading day and beyond. Well, why not think about this? In 2018 to date, concerns about a trade war have largely focused on commerce. But the US Department of the Treasury will shortly publish its semi-annual FX report, which could introduce accusations of currency manipulation into the mix. And this impressive graphic from ING, which is part of a wider report, takes a look at who might be on the hook if the US Treasury does decide to name anyone as a currency manipulator. And strangely enough, Thailand, I believe, is the country that's closest or most likely to become a currency manipulator, according to the ING team. Right, please take a moment to read the risk warning. Trading CFDs and foreign exchange on margin can be a risky business. If you're in any doubt about those risks or the suitability of margin trading products for you, then please do contact your Pepperstone account representative.